Love yours. No such thing. No such thing.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a ice cream set, and we are going to start off by applying the nail tips. I did not record any of the prep just because I thought I was recording and I didn't, but we pushed the cuticle back, removed the shine, removed all the dead skin, and we add some alcohol just to dehydrate the nails. And then now we're going to start applying all the nail tips. Make sure that they are the correct size and they are the same width as your natural nails. I did get a message over the weekend asking what do they do when their nail or their finger is crooked. So what you do is you just align your nail tip with their knuckle. If you do feel like their nail is a little crooked or slanted, or their natural nail bed is twisted a little bit, just always just refer back to their knuckles. Their knuckle is your guide. So, and it's okay to just ask them if everything is okay. So before you even move to the next step, you should be asking your client if their nails are looking straight from their end, because you don't want to finish your nail set and they say, oh, well, can you fix this one because this one's crooked. What I tell them is like, oh, make sure you look at your nails, make sure you see them all straight. If not, you're gonna go home with it, because there's nothing you can do. You can't fix a crooked nail. You're gonna have to remove it and start over. So just avoid that and let them know as soon as you apply them. Okay, so here we're just gonna be removing the shine from all the nails. Again, I do this just because I feel like the acrylic latches a little bit better and it doesn't slide off as fast. If you do have if you like to work with like more of a runnier acrylic. And we're gonna go in with the Young Nails Band-Aid. Always do one hand first. Do it one hand at a time. We're gonna be using the Cover Flamingo from Young Nails. Again, this is a dupe that I like to use from the Valentino Bad and Bougie. And we're gonna start off from the tip, going and working our way up to the cuticle. Make sure your cuticle is always clean. And wipe around the cuticle area to make sure that you don't have any acrylic on their fingers. So just like a quick little tip, well, since I do live in California, here in LA, the weather has been extremely hot. And if you are a beginner, or if you like your acrylic to be a little bit more runny so you can mold it more, just make sure you add put your monomer inside the fridge for a little bit, because if your monomer is really hot, then your acrylic is going to dry really quickly. And if the monomer is a little bit more colder, then if it's colder, it's going to be a little bit more runny. So just FYI, if your monomer is drying up quickly, then just put it in the fridge for a few minutes, or just leave it there if it's really hot and you don't have an AC. And yeah, that'll just save you time, and your acrylic won't dry up. But here, just remember that you're always going to put Band-Aid or your primer one hand at a time. That will save you from lint, or they just touch it, then they will get their natural oil on their nails, and that can cause lifting, and you don't want to have to remove all the primer that you already added and starting all over. So yeah, so just one hand at a time. I'm going to be using an 80 by 80 nail filer that I got from the Cherri brand. And I'm going to just reshape my nails now that I applied the acrylic, just so they can look a lot nicer. So the reason why I tapped them was because I wanted to make sure that they were dry, and I can hear a little echo. And I'm going to start drilling using my 5-in-1 drill bits and using my Melody Susie dust collector. It does look like I have a lot of pink dust in there, but it was because I did a soak off right before I started her nails. But I'm using the 5-in-1 drill bit from Melody Susie, and I'm going to be just using the drill bit around the corner, and then I'm also going to use this extra large fine barrel from Melody Susie. I love this. When you're doing a nail set that's extra large and longer, this will literally make your job a lot easier. It just files all your nails evenly so quickly. I can't believe it took me this long to find it, but I don't know if any of you nail techs have the issue, but when their nails are a little bit longer, the regular 5-in-1 drill bit doesn't really do the work. Like, I have to go in with a nail filer just to get it all even. And after I found this one, it just makes everything so much easier. So Melody Susie, if you're hearing me, this is the best thing I could have ever gotten. So the reason I'm shaping these two nails is because they weren't dried when I started this process, so I needed to wait until it dried. And now that it's dried, I'm just shaping it up really quick and then just filing it down. This is pretty self-explanatory. I'm just buffing out the nails, making sure that none of my nails have the drill bit like little lines on it, so just to smooth it out. Okay, you can send them off to wash their hands, and while they are washing their hands, just clean up, make sure you get all the dust away, throw your dusty gloves away, and then just start putting the gel or whatever you're going to be using. You can just go back and pause the video and see what kind of gelixir gels that I used, but I'm using those. I'm going to start out with the white gelixir and drawing out the white ice cream drip. I am using the Nails by Dev brush. They have a 3-pack of fine line liners, and I love them. I'm using the biggest one they have. I kind of molded it into my liking. After you use a nail art brush, it gets some getting used to, but I mean, any brush will really do. For this part, kind of just go with the flow. Don't make them all the same. Make the little drips different sizes. Make the one side longer than the other one on one nail, and then make the other ones a little bit more longer or shorter. And then once you finish with one hand, have them put it in the UV lamp for 60 seconds, and then make them go back one more time and just add the thumb, because if the thumb is not dried and you're putting the any other color over it, in my case I'm going to be using sprinkles. If it's not dried enough, then it's gonna get messy, and when you put top coat on, it's gonna get messier. So just make sure they go in one time. Make sure that they have something to do. Make sure that they are putting their nails in the UV lamp while you are getting down on the design. But it's really simple. It only gets easier. Make sure that the drip, the ice cream drip, is a little bit fatter on the end, and then it gets a little slimmer to give it a little bit more detail. So here I'm just doing little random purple lines. I'm going to use all the colors that I showed. So purple, yellow, blue, and pink, I believe. And just random. Just all random. Make sure that, you get a good amount of color in each one of them. Because this is what is going to give you that melted ice cream look. So I'm just going to let you guys watch this video, because it's just going to be repeated from here till, she puts it into cure. And everybody makes mistakes, so don't beat yourself up if you need to erase a few and fix it up. That's what makes everything perfect, and that's what gives it your own touch. I feel like mistakes makes your art yours. That's like the signature look, when you make a little mistake. But here I'm going to be using the D&D 900 top coat and then putting into cure for 60 seconds. And there you have it. You have your melted ice cream nails. I did add rhinestones and didn't record it, but it needed a little bit something extra. But just use your gelixir rhinestone gel and cure them in for 60 seconds. But thank you for watching.